Your scale isn't stuck by accident. Your liver may be calling the shots. Stubborn weight, afternoon crashes, and cravings point to a system that's overworked and undersupported. Stay with me for safe, practical steps that ease the load and unlock real progress. Without hype. I used to think weight loss was a simple math problem. Eat less, move more, be patient. Then I hit a wall. I counted calories, walked after dinner, even swapped soda for diet versions, and the scale barely moved. What changed everything wasn't a new workout plan or a miracle food. It was finally understanding that my liver isn't a background organ. It's the traffic controller of my metabolism, deciding whether energy gets burned, stored, or sent back into my bloodstream as a late-night craving. Once I saw that, the title you clicked made perfect sense. There is a surprising connection between your liver and weight loss, and ignoring it can quietly keep you stuck. Let's start where most North American routines start. Breakfast built for speed, a bagel with cream cheese, a tall orange juice, maybe a sweet latte on the side. Quick, tasty, convenient. Also, a heavy first assignment for your liver. Liquid sugar rushes into circulation, and because there's almost no fiber to slow it down, your liver has to store the excess fast. When that happens day after day, the organ that should be calmly coordinating fuel starts spinning plates. Energy dips mid-morning. Hunger returns earlier than expected. You're not weak. It's physiology asking for a reset. Now jump to lunch. If the default is a burger and fries or a salad that swims in sweet dressing, plus a soda for the afternoon slump, you've given your liver another puzzle. It makes bile to help you digest fats, processes the sugars you drink, and negotiates with insulin so cells can pull in glucose. When the workload is constant, sipping something sweet all afternoon, nibbling on pretzels in the car, your liver never gets the quiet time it needs to tidy up. The result isn't dramatic in one day. It's a slow drift toward inefficiency that you feel as stubborn weight, brain fog, and the kind of fatigue that makes the couch win over the gym. Here's the twist most people miss. Timing and texture matter as much as ingredients. A bowl of berries you chew, with oats and a spoon of peanut butter, lands very differently than a big fruit smoothie without added fiber. Two dinners with the same calories, one at 6:30 p.m., one at 10 p.m., in front of a streaming show, have different outcomes because late eating compresses the window your liver uses to package and deliver fuels for next morning's energy. This isn't a scare tactic. It's a friendly nudge to treat your liver like a teammate who works better with a clear shift schedule. So, what do we do? Today, not someday? First, retire liquid sugar. If it bubbles, glows neon, or reads like dessert in a cup, consider it an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Choose water, still or sparkling, with lemon or lime. If you love coffee, try it unsweetened or with minimal sugar, and avoid those candy bar versions that secretly rival milkshakes. Second, build a breakfast with protein and fiber you chew, eggs with spinach, Greek yogurt with berries, and a sprinkle of ground flax, or steel-cut oats, cooked soft and topped with walnuts and cinnamon. Third, add a small portion of bitters to your day, arugula, radicchio, lemony dressings. Those flavors are more than a culinary preference. They support the bile your liver makes, which in turn helps you handle fats from lunch and dinner without that sluggish, heavy feeling. A quick note on safety, because this is health education and details matter. If you've been low on fiber, increase it gradually and hydrate. Jumping from 0 to hero can cause bloating or cramps. If you take medications or have conditions like reflux, gallbladder issues, or blood-thinning therapy, discuss changes like ginger, turmeric, or big shifts in greens with your clinician first. None of this replaces professional care. We're building practical habits you can personalize with guidance. There's also a consequence worth keeping on your radar. When the liver remains overworked for months or years, it can start storing fat inside its own cells, a process that blunts how well insulin signals work throughout the body. That can make appetite feel louder and weight loss feel harder. It's not a cliff you fall off in a day, but it is a direction you can avoid by adjusting small daily levers. The payoff is steady, more even energy, fewer crashes, and a body that responds better to the efforts you're already making. I promise something special if you stick with me to the end. A 2-part, liver-friendly booster that you can apply with ingredients most people already have in their pantry and a micro routine most people can do at home. I won't spoil it here because the pieces build on each other and are far more effective when used together. For now, protect your mornings from sugar you drink, lean on foods you chew, and let your liver breathe between meals instead of snacking out of habit. If this feels refreshingly doable, that's the point. You don't need extreme diets or fear-based rules. You need a clear picture of how your liver chooses what to burn and what to store, and a rhythm your life can support. Keep your focus on consistency over perfection, and be kind to yourself when the day isn't textbook. Progress compounds. To close this first segment, here's a gentle but important reminder. The next tip is one of the most important, and skipping it won't just limit your results. It may also lead to unwanted side effects if quantities or preparation are off. I'll walk you through it with the same calm, practical tone so you can apply it safely and confidently. Let's build on a simple idea. The liver is a decision maker. Every bite you chew and every sip you take gets routed through this quiet control center, which chooses whether to store, release, or transform that energy. Understanding a few basics will help you make choices that feel natural in a North American routine. Whether that means a quick bagel on the way to work, a backyard BBQ, or a long commute that tempts you with drive-through coffee drinks. Start with sugar you drink. Because beverages bypass the slow braking system of chewing and fiber, they arrive in the bloodstream quickly. Your liver, wanting to keep everything in range, pulls some of that sugar out and converts it into stored forms. Do that occasionally, and your system adapts. Do it all day, morning juice, midday soda, a sweet latte at 3 p.m., and you've turned a steady stream into a flood. The first sign is often predictable. Energy peaks and crashes, with cravings tagging along. You're not lacking willpower. Your liver is playing defense. Now look at fats. To digest them, you need bile, a soapy fluid the liver makes and stores in the gallbladder. When you eat a meal with fats, say chicken wings on game day or a cheeseburger at lunch, bile helps break those fats into smaller pieces your body can absorb. If meals come chaotically late at night or are packed with deep-fried choices day after day, the whole system can feel sluggish. People often describe it as heaviness after eating or a nap demanding to happen. Small amounts of bitter greens, lemon-based dressings, and a consistent meal rhythm can support that bile flow without gimmicks. Protein has its own story. Your liver processes amino acids and helps maintain steady blood sugar between meals. A breakfast with eggs and spinach or Greek yogurt and berries is not just about macros. It creates a slower release of energy that gives your liver manageable work. Compare that with coffee loaded with syrups and a pastry on the go. Same calories on the label, very different job for your liver. Timing quietly shapes outcomes. Imagine two identical dinners, salmon, roasted broccoli, and quinoa. Eat one at 6:30 p.m., then close the kitchen. Eat the other at 10:30 p.m. while streaming a show, then nibble cookies. The later window reduces the time your liver has overnight to package fuels and restore balance. It's not about moralizing food, it's about letting your biology do what it does best while you sleep. A simple boundary, finishing dinner a bit earlier, creates space for that nightly housekeeping. Here are practical, low-risk actions you can experiment with today. First, make water your default. If you like fizz, go sparkling and add lemon or lime. If you crave flavor, try unsweetened iced tea or a splash of 100% juice in a tall glass of water rather than a full glass of juice. Second, assemble a breakfast you chew. Steel-cut oats with chopped apple and cinnamon, eggs with sautéed peppers, or whole grain toast with avocado and a side of berries. Third, plan meals you can predict. A balanced lunch with leafy greens, a portion of protein, and a spoonful of healthy fats like olive oil. Then dinner a touch earlier than usual, especially on weeknights. Safety and precision matter. Increase fiber gradually and drink enough water to keep digestion comfortable. If you live with reflux, gallbladder issues, or take medications such as blood thinners, be cautious with strong spices and big jumps in greens, and discuss personalized changes with your healthcare professional. Educational content like this cannot replace individualized medical care, but it can help you ask better questions and choose habits that are easier on your liver. You'll also notice that consistency beats intensity. Skipping soda for 5 days and then having one at a birthday dinner is very different from sipping sugar constantly. Swapping out deep-fried sides for roasted or grilled options at your favorite diner a few times a week measurably changes your liver's workload. Choosing dressings that lean tart and bitter instead of syrupy sweet nudges bile to do its job and leaves you feeling lighter after meals. These are not dramatic gestures. They are the kind of small hinges that swing big doors. There's one more insight that ties it all together. The liver listens to patterns. If your days are a blur of grazing and late-night snacking, you're teaching it to stay in emergency mode. If your meals are spaced with intentional pauses, if most of your sugars require chewing, and if dinner doesn't spill into midnight, you're quietly retraining the system. People often report steadier hunger signals, clearer thinking in the afternoon, and a scale that finally responds without extreme measures. That's the surprising connection at work. You support the organ that manages fuel, and the results ripple outward into mood, stamina, and the willingness to move more. As you test these ideas, pay attention to how you feel rather than chasing a perfect number on a label. If a change causes discomfort, scale back, adjust portions, and give your body a fair chance to adapt. Keep notes for a week: what you drank, when you ate, how your energy felt. That simple log turns vague goals into clear patterns you can refine without anxiety. We're about to tackle a principle that many people skip, and it can make or break your progress. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may not only blunt your results, but also increase the chance of unwanted side effects if quantities or preparation are off. I'll guide you through it clearly so you can apply it with confidence and care. After dialing down sugar, you drink, and bringing meals into a calmer rhythm, a new question naturally appears. How do you know your body is getting the message? The liver rarely shouts. It whispers through patterns. You wake rested but feel heavy after a healthy breakfast. Your energy lifts after lunch and then sinks hard around 3:30 p.m. Cravings flare even though you ate on time. Your waistline refuses to budge, yet the workouts keep coming. None of this means you are doing everything wrong. It means your internal traffic controller is overloaded and asking for a clearer schedule. Begin with mornings. A bagel with cream cheese and a tall orange juice seems practical. Add a flavored latte on the commute, and you've poured a fast sugar stream into a system that hasn't fully ramped up. Because liquids lack the braking power of fiber and chewing, your liver has to handle the surge quickly. The first sign isn't dramatic weight gain overnight. It's the quiet combo of mid-morning hunger, a foggy stretch of focus, and that snack now impulse that follows you into the next meeting. Swap the pattern and the signals soften. Eggs with spinach, Greek yogurt with berries, and a spoon of ground flax. Steel-cut oats topped with walnuts and cinnamon. Chew the calories your liver must account for. Don't drink them by default. Now scan the day for grazing. A handful of pretzels at your desk, a few fries from a friend's plate, a sample at the warehouse store, a bite of your kid's leftover mac and cheese. These moments feel invisible, but to your liver, they are pings that interrupt the cleanup cycle between meals. Keep a low-stress log for 1 week. Write down anything you drink that contains sugar and every unplanned bite. No judgment, just data. Most people are surprised by how often the small stuff fills in every gap, leaving no room for restorative quiet. There are physical hints too. Heaviness after deep-fried foods on game day, a tight belt after a late pizza night, skin that looks a little dull even though you're hydrating. Afternoon headaches that settle when you finally eat something with protein and fiber. Occasional bloating that shows up after sweet coffee drinks but not when you have an apple and peanut butter. These patterns are valuable. They help you calibrate quantity and preparation without memorizing a rulebook. Beware the health halo. A smoothie piled high with fruit and juice tastes fresh, but can act like a sugar delivery system if there's not enough fiber, protein, or fat to slow it down. A granola bar wrapped in wholesome language may still be a candy bar in disguise. A salad can wobble from helpful to heavy when the dressing is syrupy and the add-ons are mostly crunchy toppings without greens. Replace the halo with balance. Add a spoon of ground flax to your smoothie. Keep fruit to one portion you could cup in your hand, include a protein like Greek yogurt or unsweetened protein powder, and use lemon olive oil dressings that brighten flavors without turning the bowl into dessert. The timing of movement matters too. A brisk 7-minute walk after your largest meal can steady post-meal blood sugar and take pressure off the liver's short-term workload. If weather or schedule blocks the door, march lightly on the spot, do a flight of stairs, or put on a 2-song playlist and move. This is not punishment, it is a lever that respects how your body distributes fuel. Safety deserves a spotlight. Increase fiber gradually, and drink water as you go. A sudden leap from low to high fiber can cause gas, cramps, or changes in bowel habits. If you live with reflux, gallbladder concerns, or take medications such as blood thinners, be careful with strong spices and big shifts in leafy greens, and consult your clinician before making significant changes. Educational guidance like this supports informed decisions but does not replace individual medical advice. Try a simple 7-day experiment. Choose 1 breakfast you chew, 1 beverage rule, no sugar you drink on weekdays, and 1 post-meal movement slot. Keep the rest of your meals familiar. Observe what happens to your afternoon cravings and evening energy. Most people notice a more even rhythm by day 4 or 5. If you don't, adjust one variable at a time. Increase protein at breakfast, add a small portion of bitter greens with lunch, or bring dinner forward by 20 minutes. North American routines can absolutely work in your favor. Backyard BBQ? Build a plate with grilled chicken, a scoop of coleslaw made with a light, tangy dressing, and a pile of crunchy veggies before you touch the buns. Office donut day? Pair half with a handful of nuts and unsweetened coffee, then take a brief walk. Friday takeout? Choose grilled or baked options, ask for dressings on the side, and skip the extra side of fries you usually order on autopilot. Small changes, repeated, create room for your liver to do its nightly housekeeping. If a pattern causes discomfort, scale back rather than pushing through. Your goal isn't perfection. It is a dialogue with signals you use to ignore. The more you notice, the better you can match quantity and preparation to what your body handles comfortably. That's how you turn education into everyday results, without fear, without extreme rules, and without sacrificing the foods and moments you love. Carry this forward with a calm mindset. Progress gathers quietly. You'll likely find you're less reactive to office snacks, more satisfied by meals you chew, and less drawn to late-night browsing paired with late-night eating. When the whispers from your body grow clearer, it's a sign you're listening well, and that your liver is no longer carrying the entire conversation by itself. To close, a clear reminder presented with care. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may not only blunt your results, but also increase the chance of unwanted side effects if quantities or preparation are off. I'll guide you through it with the same steady, practical tone so you can apply it safely. Imagine your day as 3 levers you can actually control: how you open the morning, how you close each meal, and how you wind down the evening. Pull them gently and consistently, and the liver's workload becomes predictable. Ignore them, and you will feel that slow, familiar drag that turns good intentions into stalled progress. None of this requires perfection or exotic ingredients. It relies on timing, texture, and a few North American-friendly swaps you can use in any grocery store or diner. Start by opening the morning with clarity. Drink a full glass of water before coffee to clear the overnight cobwebs. If you enjoy coffee, keep it simple, black or lightly sweetened, and pair it with a breakfast you chew. Build a plate with protein and fiber, eggs with spinach and peppers, Greek yogurt with berries, and a spoon of ground flax, steel-cut oats topped with chopped apple, walnuts, and cinnamon. Chewing slows the entry of energy, giving your liver a steady stream instead of a flood. If you prefer toast, choose whole grain and add avocado or peanut butter for staying power. Keep juice as an occasional treat rather than a default. The goal is not to be rigid. It's to give your liver a calm first task. The next lever is how you close each meal. A few minutes of movement after eating helps ferry circulating fuel into working muscles, easing the immediate burden on the liver. You don't need gym shoes or a big-time block. Walk 7 to 10 minutes around the block, climb a few flights of stairs, or put on 2 songs and move in your living room. On busy office days, stroll the hallway or take a loop around the parking lot. These small bouts support stable energy and noticeably reduce the afternoon slump. Build lunches that favor fiber, color, and a clear source of protein. A simple template works anywhere. Half the plate leafy or crunchy vegetables, a palm-sized portion of chicken, salmon, tofu, or beans, and a spoon of healthy fats like olive oil or a handful of olives or nuts. Dressings that lean tart and bitter, lemon, Dijon, vinegar, do more than brighten flavor. They support the bile that helps you handle fats comfortably. If you love sandwiches, keep them on whole grain bread and pile on veggies, then add a crisp side like carrots instead of chips. If the midday habit is a soda or a sweet coffee drink, swap to sparkling water with citrus, unsweetened iced tea, or coffee with milk and minimal sugar. A word on snacks: make them purposeful, not perpetual. If lunch was light or dinner will be late, choose something you chew: an apple with peanut butter, cottage cheese with cherry tomatoes, a small handful of nuts. What you're avoiding is the drip of sugary sips and bites that keep your liver on call all afternoon. If you notice a slump around 3 p.m., experiment with a glass of water and a 5-minute walk before you eat. Many people find the craving was more about mental fatigue than hunger. Evenings set the stage for overnight housekeeping. Aim to finish dinner a touch earlier, whenever your schedule allows. Keep the plate balanced: protein, vegetables, including some bitter greens when you can, and a moderate portion of starch if you enjoy it. Roasted potatoes or quinoa work well. If you drink alcohol, keep it modest and not nightly. Your liver processes it first, which can delay other tasks. If dessert is part of your routine, enjoy it with the meal rather than later, which reduces late spikes and helps your system settle. Close the kitchen on a schedule that feels kind, and consider a calming, unsweetened tea as your evening cue. Preparation is the quiet superpower. A short Sunday reset, no perfection required, changes your whole week. Wash and spin a container of arugula or mixed greens, roast a tray of broccoli or Brussels sprouts, cook a pot of steel-cut oats, grill or bake a batch of chicken thighs or tofu, whisk a lemon olive oil Dijon dressing and store it in a jar. Stock easy wins: a carton of eggs, frozen berries, a bag of frozen broccoli florets, canned beans, rinsed, whole grain bread, Greek yogurt, lemons, and a good extra virgin olive oil. With these on hand, you can eat like a person with a plan even on your busiest days. There's also the matter of texture and taste. A small portion of bitterness woven into the day, arugula on a sandwich, radicchio in a salad, a squeeze of lemon in your dressing, supports bile flow in a gentle food-first way. Combine that with foods you must chew and a predictable rhythm of meals, and you've built a friendly environment for your liver to manage fats and sugars without drama. The result isn't just a number on a scale. It's steadier energy, clearer thinking, and an evening that doesn't demand snacks to stay awake. Safety makes progress sustainable. Increase fiber gradually and hydrate to keep digestion comfortable. If you have reflux, gallbladder issues, or take medications like blood thinners, be prudent with strong spices and big jumps in greens, and talk with your healthcare professional before making significant changes. Educational guidance like this is meant to inform and empower. It does not replace personalized medical advice. Make this practical with a quick checklist you can use anywhere in North America, from a diner to a backyard cookout. Choose water or unsweetened tea first. Chew your breakfast. Add a bitter green at least once a day. Walk for 7 to 10 minutes after the largest meal. Finish dinner a little earlier when you can. And keep desserts with the meal, not late at night. Aim for consistency, not intensity. 2 smart swaps a day beat a single perfect day, followed by a relapse into old patterns. Hold the vision lightly and kindly. When life gets messy, return to the 3 levers and pull one of them, not all. A calm morning plate, a short post-meal walk, or an early kitchen close is enough to nudge your biology in the right direction. Over weeks, the nudges add up to noticeable changes in hunger, mood, and weight trajectory. Without extremes, without fear, and without giving up the foods and traditions you enjoy. Before we continue, one final reminder delivered in an even tone. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may not only blunt your results, but also increase the chance of unwanted side effects if quantities or preparation are off. I'll explain it clearly so you can apply it with confidence and care. Let's turn the lights on in the corners, where progress usually stalls. You've pared back sugar you drink, built meals you chew, added a short walk after eating, and nudged dinner a bit earlier. Great. Yet some days still feel hard for no obvious reason. That's where the quiet saboteurs live. Habits that look harmless because they're common in North American routines, but quietly overload your liver's to-do list. The good news is that each one has a practical swap you can make today without flipping your life upside down. The first saboteur is sugar that hides in plain sight. Not the obvious soda can, but the sweetened coffee that reads like dessert, the healthy smoothie that blends 4 servings of fruit with juice, the ketchup and BBQ sauce that turn a savory plate into a sugar delivery. These don't just add calories, they compress the timing of how fast energy hits your bloodstream. Because beverages and sauces are already liquid, they skip the breaking power of chewing and fiber. Your liver catches what it can, converting some of that surge into stored forms, but the steady drip trains your system to expect a quick hit, followed by a quick crash. The swap isn't deprivation, it's design. Keep coffee simple or lightly sweetened, and save the syrupy versions for occasional celebrations. Build smoothies that behave like meals, not desserts. Include a fistful of leafy greens, a measured portion of fruit, the amount you can cup in one hand, a spoon of ground flax or chia for fiber, and a source of protein like Greek yogurt or unsweetened protein powder. Choose condiments with intention. A tangy mustard, salsa with no added sugar, a lemon olive oil dressing, or a dry rub for grilling. You still get big flavor, but with a pace your liver can manage. The second saboteur is a steady stream of refined oils and deep-fried foods. Wings on game day, drive-through fries on a long commute, chips that stand in for vegetables at dinner. These patterns are normal, not shameful, yet they ask your liver to make and recycle a lot of bile while also processing the oils themselves. Over time, meals can feel heavy, and post-meal energy can sag. You might blame willpower, but the machinery just needs a less chaotic workload. Here's the pivot. Swap some fried choices for grilled, roasted, or air-fried versions. Keep a bottle of good extra virgin olive oil visible and use it to roast sheet pan vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots, at 425 degrees, 220 degrees, with a pinch of salt and pepper for 20 to 25 minutes, turning once. That small change upgrades texture and keeps the fat quality friendlier. If you love the crunch, add it back with nuts or seeds sprinkled at the table rather than saturating the whole dish in the fryer. For cookouts, try chicken thighs marinated in lemon, garlic, Dijon, and olive oil, then grill over medium heat. Big flavor, less burden. The third saboteur is late-night nibbling that expands your eating window without you noticing. A bowl of ice cream after streaming, a second dinner built from leftover pizza, a handful of cereal at midnight because it's light. When eating sprawls toward bedtime, you shrink the overnight window your liver uses to package, ship, and rebalance fuels. The next morning, you wake groggier, a bit puffy, and paradoxically hungrier. It's not punishment, it's timing. You don't need to be rigid to improve this. Set a gentle kitchen close, maybe 30 to 90 minutes earlier than usual, and enjoy any dessert with the meal rather than later. If stress or habit drives evening snacking, create a short, pleasant replacement ritual. Brush your teeth, make a cup of unsweetened mint or chamomile tea, dim the lights, and step outside for 2 minutes of fresh air. If hunger is real, choose a small snack you chew and pair protein with fiber, like cottage cheese and berries. Many people find that 1 week of this calmer close shifts sleep quality and morning appetite in a positive direction. There are also healthy mistakes worth naming. Overloading fiber too fast can backfire with gas or cramps. A gallon of water a day isn't a badge. Drink to thirst and a little beyond, especially as you increase fiber. Megadosing supplements because you saw them online can interact with medications or conditions. Food-first strategies are safer and just as effective for most people. If you have reflux, gallbladder issues, or take blood thinners, be cautious with strong spices like ginger or turmeric and very large portions of leafy greens. Consult your clinician before making big shifts. Educational roadmaps like this are designed to support smarter choices, not replace medical care. Because this is about quality of life as much as numbers, layer in movement that feels human. A brisk 7-minute stroll after your largest meal, a set of stairs when you arrive home, a short dance to 2 songs while dinner roasts. These little levers help muscles soak up circulating fuel, which takes pressure off the liver's short-term workload. They also improve mood, which quietly reduces the urge to medicate stress with sweet drinks and snacks. Make the swaps visible so they stick. Put sparkling water and lemons at eye level in the fridge. Tuck soda out of sight. Keep a jar of homemade lemon Dijon dressing ready so salads take 60 seconds, not 10 minutes. Pre-slice crunchy vegetables and store them in clear containers. Roast a tray of vegetables on Sunday and use them 3 ways. As a side, tossed into a whole grain bowl with chicken, or warmed and topped with a runny egg. Convenience isn't the enemy. Mindless convenience is. A short checklist you can use anywhere in North America, at a diner, a ballpark, or your own kitchen. Choose water or unsweetened tea first. If you want something sweet, enjoy it with the meal. Pick grilled or roasted over deep-fried when it's easy. Build flavor with acids and herbs instead of sugar-heavy sauces. Chew your calories, and close the kitchen a touch earlier when you can. Repeat these moves most days, and your liver's overnight housekeeping starts to hum. You've now cleared space for the main reveal. When your liver isn't firefighting sugar floods, deep-fried marathons, and midnight bites, it can return to its primary job, managing fuel smoothly. People often notice steadier hunger, clearer afternoon focus, and that subtle shift where the scale finally responds without extremes. That's not a promise. It's a pattern you can influence with practical choices. As always, adapt with care. If a change causes discomfort, scale back, adjust the portion, or slow the pace. Keep the spirit calm and curious rather than strict and punitive. This approach is about teaching your body a friendlier rhythm, not about earning gold stars. To close, a clear reminder delivered in an even tone. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may not only blunt your results, but also increase the chance of unwanted side effects if quantities or preparation are off. I'll explain it step by step so you can apply it safely and confidently. Here's the moment the pieces click. When you limit sugar you drink, favor foods you chew, support gentle bile flow with bitter flavors, and give your evenings a calmer finish, you lighten the liver's workload enough for a quiet reset. The result most people feel first is steadier hunger. Next comes a clearer afternoon, when you used to reach for another sweet coffee. And then the more tangible sign. Your body responds to the same effort with slightly better results because the organ that directs fuel is no longer stuck in emergency mode. That is the surprising connection between your liver and weight loss. Less drama in, more stability out. To make this real, I promised you a practical preparation that supports this process without extremes. Think of it as a calm, food-first way to nudge bile flow, deliver fiber your gut can handle, and give your liver a predictable job at a predictable time. Start with a balanced green blend you can make in under 5 minutes. It's not a miracle drink. It's a well-constructed breakfast or snack that behaves like a meal. In a blender, add 1 packed cup of fresh spinach or destemmed kale, half a small ripe avocado, half a green apple with the peel on, half a cup of cucumber in chunks, 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed or chia, the juice of half a lemon, a thin slice of fresh ginger, about the size of a nickel, and 250-300 milliliters of cold water. Optional for taste and comfort, a pinch of cinnamon or a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric with a tiny grind of black pepper. Blend for 45-60 seconds until smooth. Sip slowly and stop when you feel pleasantly full rather than forcing the last sip. Chew lightly as you drink to tap your body's natural braking system. Why this works? The greens and lemon bring gentle bitterness to support bile. The avocado adds creaminess and slows absorption. The apple and cucumber add volume and micronutrients. Ground flax supplies fiber that most people tolerate well. And water keeps texture light. It's a steady stream of fuel, not a flood. Most importantly, it's flexible. If you dislike ginger or have reflux, leave it out. If you take blood thinners or have gallbladder issues, avoid strong spices and very large portions of leafy greens and talk with your clinician. Educational guidance like this should complement, not replace, medical advice. Timing matters too. Use this blend 3 to 4 times per week for breakfast or a mid-afternoon meal when cravings usually strike. On non-blend days, choose a breakfast you chew, such as eggs with sautéed peppers or steel-cut oats with walnuts and cinnamon. The goal is not uniformity. It's a pattern your liver can anticipate. Now the promised 2-part booster that multiplies the effect without demanding perfection. First, move for 7 minutes after your largest meal. It can be a walk around the block, a hallway loop at work, or marching in place while a playlist runs. This tiny window helps your muscles pull circulating fuel out of the bloodstream, easing your liver's short-term load. It's deceptively simple and has an outsized payoff in how steady you feel. Second, make a bitter bright vinaigrette you can use all week. In a small jar, whisk 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and a pinch of salt and black pepper. Shake until creamy. Toss a handful of arugula or a mix of radicchio and romaine with a spoon or 2 of this dressing and serve alongside lunch or dinner most days. If vinegar bothers you, use lemon juice. If you're sensitive to bitter flavors, start with a 50-50 mix of romaine and arugula and work up as your palate adapts. The goal is gentle, consistent support for bile, not a shock to your system. To keep preparation safe and comfortable, increase fiber gradually and drink water through the day. Avoid stacking big changes all at once. If something causes discomfort, reduce the portion or frequency and observe. If you take medications or live with conditions like reflux or gallbladder disease, personalize these ideas with your healthcare professional before making substantial changes. Clear, calm progress beats hurried perfection. You might wonder if this needs special supplements or expensive gadgets. It doesn't. A blender, common grocery staples, and a short daily walk form the backbone. The value is in the pattern. Less sugar you drink, more foods you chew, timely movement, a touch of bitterness, and an evening that ends a bit earlier. Different body types and schedules can all work with these principles because they speak to how your liver organizes fuel, not to a one-size-fits-all menu. Your culture, your tastes, and your family table can stay intact. Let yourself notice the wins that aren't just scale-based. Feeling clear after lunch, finishing the workday with energy to play with your kids, sleeping more soundly because late snacks no longer push into midnight. Those are signs of a system working with you. As confidence grows, you can fine-tune more greens if you like them, fewer sweetened drinks, a longer evening gap when life allows. No heroics, just consistency. I want to end with encouragement and a clear invitation. You've collected tools that protect your liver's time and attention, and when that organ can do its job without constant interruptions, your efforts land better. Share what you've learned with someone who might benefit. Save the checklist that works for your routine. And if this guidance was helpful, like and subscribe so more people can access calm, practical health education without fear or hype. Your daily choices are powerful, and you're already making them count. And in the same calm, informative spirit, the next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may not only blunt your results, but also increase the chance of unwanted side effects if quantities or preparation are off. I'll keep guiding you with clarity so you can apply each step safely and confidently.